think the hair won the battle today with my face. We did it. We did it, guys. Family. We finished One Tree Hill. And it was such a journey, and I really want to thank all of you who decided to go on that journey with me. Uh, it, it was so cool. It was amazing to me to actually be able to go on this thing with you guys. Um, all 9 seasons. Oh gosh, about 6.5 hours worth of analysis from me. Um, I loved it. And I loved engaging with those of you who did interact with the videos. Some of the very best comments I've ever gotten are on those videos. And I uh feel like I've made a lot of new friends that way, people who ordinarily wouldn't have watched my channel. Just like how I felt with the Dawson's Creek videos that I did. I feel like um I feel like I meet the most interesting people through teen television dramas, which is fun and I think a pretty truthful statement for me to make. One Tree Hill was fascinating. I got to spend a lot of time in Tree Hill, a lot of time with Lucas Scott, who has become my poster child, my postmodern poster child, my postmodern brat, my postmodern hero. He's such an inspirational character, and I honestly look up to him. And Peyton Sawyer has my entire heart. Probably the most truthful and damaged and triumphant um, characters in all of teen television drama. And to see those two and all of the electric moments that the two of them had together and the love that they shared, uh, I feel a new lease on life. And, I feel romantically inspired by Lucas and Peyton. The show is really incredible. Seasons 1 through 4, it's beautiful. Some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It's one of the most beautiful stories I've ever witnessed, and I think it's brilliant. Um, Beyond 4, it gets a bit murky, a bit questionable. 5 and 6 are still okay, but then if you watch my videos, you'll see why I think that season 7 and 8 nearly destroy the show's integrity. While 9 is pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, it's a journey, and I'm grateful to have gone on it, and I'm a lot more grateful for the people who watched it, for the people who joined me. And that's really nice, and that's really happy. And it's with a heavy heart that I say so long, Tree Hill, because I've really enjoyed my stay. Go Ravens. But we're moving on. And what's the next project? Well, let's get out of North Carolina. Let's go across the country. I'm thinking Cali. I've honestly been looking at a few places in Newport Beach. I think some really interesting things could be found there. Maybe we can stay with the Cohens for a while. So if you want to join me, the new mantra is California, here we come. That's subtle enough for you. To me, covering television can be a lot more interesting than covering cinema. And it's really interesting because cinephiles are like needlessly pretentious and dismissive when it comes to television. They've only seen like 2 or 3 fucking shows. They've seen Twin Peaks, The Sopranos, and Breaking Bad. They are the most boring television watchers you can imagine. Um, television is a bit more challenging, not just because of the dedication, but because the structure is a lot more complicated. I'm just putting it out there, just being honest. And I love covering season by season. People have asked me why I don't just do like an hour long retrospective, because that's a dishonest thing to do. The structure is different. To me, a season of TV is like a pop record with every episode a song, or you can look at it as a novel with episodes instead of chapters. They comprise a whole, their value is totaled. And there's a structure or rhythm. And when the show's really good, the episodes are melodic and the narrative sonic. That's why I like to do seasons. Because you can isolate the brilliance and you can also isolate the mistakes. And you can also pinpoint exactly when things got magical or when the show lost the magic in question. I think television can teach us a lot more than film can, especially now. To me, I think that film is like in the 2020s, film is reserved exclusively for big budget experiences, for huge spectacles, right? And television, that seems to be where you can tell more sincere stories, maybe smaller ones, but they don't even have to be smaller. They could just be more emotional, a bit more complicated. More nuanced tales can be told through television or streaming services. I think like the golden era of television is like probably dead too, but there's still better shows today than there are better films, you know. And I think that television is where a lot of the nuanced conversations about romance and uh, class stratification and social relationships. I think that that's where those conversations are being held in a cinematic form. Films, of course, I love films. I'm just saying that covering television is a different kind of animal, and I really enjoy doing it. And it's a harder thing to really get an understanding of. And One Tree Hill is a perfect example of that. One Tree Hill has peaks that are higher than Everest, right? Like they have peaks that go into the stratosphere, out to outer space, baby. And you're like, fucking, I'm on cloud nine of genius and romance and emotion. Uh, One Tree Hill can be the best thing you've ever seen. 2 episodes later, it could be the trashiest thing you've ever seen. And it doesn't necessarily even betray its own logic, its own frameworks to get there. And it fits within the idea of a great season of television or any season of television that has any sort of forethought to it being closer or similar to a pop album, a pop record. You have your ballads and you have your club hits. You have your punk song and then you have your interludes. You have so much to discover and chip away at. And what's most beautiful about it is that after chipping away so much and so frequently and so well, so devastatingly, you realize that you are mining yourself and finding these pieces of your heartstrings that you thought were out of tune or unusable, unworkable, and you find that there's still a lot of energy and blood there. Great television can make you feel alive, can make you feel a feeling of clarity. Great television can be overwhelmingly good sometimes. And One Tree Hill is mesmerizing and breathtaking. So long, Tree Hill. You'll always have my heart. So the question is no longer Peyton or Brooke. The new question is Summer or Anna. Okay, I can get used to this.